So
it's so nice to see you back, because I know that you are busy working. Well, I am also doing many things at the same time, but anyway, you are finishing. We started in March.
Thank God.
Yes,
thank
no,
God.
we are, well, there are no classes at the moment, no physical classes at the moment, because we are having serious problems with COVID-19.
Oh, we are back. So
Yes.
we are back at school. So yeah, but 3 weeks, yeah, and then it's over for summer. It's good.
Yes.
Hi, Mamtaz, how are you?
Hi, Manas.
I'm fine. And you?
Fine, thanks.
We're good.
I thought that the meeting was somewhere else because I couldn't see anyone. I was the only one waiting. That's why I sent you a message.
Really happy see to you, Georgia, after a long time.
Yes.
I've tried, although there is a webinar afterwards that I have to attend, so I'll be with you for about 40 minutes. Thank you for inviting me, Mamtaz.
Thank you for joining us.
Are other people joining us today? Do you know?
Just 2 minutes wait. We will wait for just 2 minutes our invited guest.
Okay.
Yes, they were invited during the week. But anyway, we can have a big section anyway if we are together. So many things to say.
Definitely.
Yes.
Patricia, you can discuss about our topic in the meantime.
Well, no, you know already that it is about metacognition. Go. You know the topic. So
yes, I do.
I think it is very important because we are in a process of transformation, and you know that it is not as common as it should be. So it's a real problem because students do not know what to do with their learning, and we are responsible for that. So now that we are in this process of transformation, I think that we need to insist on this, because especially for students who are having problems in the process of learning. But those who are quick at learning, anyway, they need some strategies to be guided and to be able to take control of the learning. So it's necessary in any way.
It's necessary even for both, you know, the stronger students and the weaker students.
Yes, for both.
For different reasons. Yeah,
of course.
And actually, what we need to do is to help them understand their, you know, their strong points and weak points at each period of learning. And apart from that, to make them think back towards the learning they had, so that they can understand whether they have actually achieved the level asked for or not. This is very important. Hi,
Yes,
Salvam.
Hi, how are you? Bueno, no sé.
Imran, congratulations for joining us.
Sí. I'm delivering just some piece of news, Gogo. I'm delivering a webinar on listening in Italy and in Peru. So if you are interested in attending, you're welcome. Well, everybody.
When is that?
On Friday in Peru, and on Saturday in Italy.
Saturday will be difficult for me again. Friday, if I'm not traveling that time, will you post it on your Facebook page, the details?
Today, yes.
Okay, so I'll have a look at it. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck. If I don't see you, good luck.
All right. Thank you. What time is it in Greece at the moment?
4:20 p.m.
Ah, 4:20.
It must be, yeah, is it, what time is it there?
10:20 in the morning.
So 6 hours, we are 6 hours ahead. Selvam there, it must be 7?
Yeah, here it is 6:25, 18:22.
Okay, so 2 hours.
Yeah.
You're 2 hours ahead of me. 6 hours, yeah. Different time zone. And Laila.
Okay, we can start now. Our guest will slowly join in, so we can start at the appointed time. Okay.
Okay.
We should start the program. Congratulations to all who have joined this new today's program, especially Georgia. After long time, we have got. Let's get started anyway. Nice to meet you all, and grateful to be with me. Today's the 11th episode of the weekly roundtable session 2021, organized by We Bangladesh chapter. All these episodes are being completed successfully. Your full cooperation, and sincerely grateful for that, all of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Today's 11th episode of the roundtable session. Welcome back to today's program. Today's topic is the role of metacognition in learning and achievement. As always, our eminent teacher from home and abroad are present with us today. We're starting the program. First, I want to say something on today's topic. Metacognition is an awareness of one's own thought process and an understanding of the pattern behind them. The term comes from the root word meaning beyond and on top of. Metacognition can take many forms, such as reflecting on one's own way of thinking and knowing when and how to use particular strategies for problem solving. There are generally two components of metacognition. First of all, knowledge about cognition and regulation of cognition. Now listen to the discussion of our negotiators. Metacognition also involving thinking about one's own thinking process, such as study, skill, memory, capability, and ability to mentor learning. This concept needs to be explicitly thought along with content instruction. Metacognitive knowledge is about one's own cognitive process and the understanding of how to regulate it, those processes of maximize learning. However, I have raised some questions on today's topic, which our negotiation will discuss. First, I will come to Georgia. Please unmute your microphone.
Hi again. Could you please repeat the question, or do you want me to talk generally about metacognition and its necessity?
First
You have a specific question?
I have questions to you. Just a child cognitive sense is more developed than adult is true. A child cognitive sense is more developed than adult. Is it true? If so, why? Explain, please.
Oh, that's a difficult question. Okay. I don't think that a child's cognitive sense is more developed. I think a child builds their cognitive ability day by day, week by week, year by year. And that's why children need to go to school. School doesn't offer only knowledge on different subjects. It offers techniques on how children can can deal successfully with difficult problems, or how can children socialize with their peers, etc. So a child is building their cognitive skills day by day with the help of their educators and their peers as well. So an adult, having been to school and having been educated, logically has a higher level of cognitive ability than a kid. That's my idea.
Okay, Georgia, thanks for your fruitful and insightful discussion about the role of metacognition in learning and achievement. In this stage, I would like to Silvanamnath, please unmute your pen. Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, of course, we can't differentiate clearly on that aspect whether the child or adult is having more into it, because it is actually the development piece. That's what Gogo said. No, when we learn and as the person is getting educated, then the developmental aspects also moving along with that one. And how do a person approach to the tasks with certain skills or the strategies to solve it, and also apart from that, monitoring the particular person's own level of action and the different strategies, how do they use it to solve each problematic phase. Problematic phase means not a negative thing, I'm telling. Problematic phase is how we take part with the different aspects in the life, how we be moving, and how do a person comprehends the activity, the action plans, and self-assessment, self-correction in response to the self-assessment, then evaluating one's progress. This all comes under this category. So we cannot differentiate whether it's even some of the child is also childhood day, how the things are developing, it will be enhancing. I can say that it may get enhanced when we grow up, as we grow up with maturity as well as the education. So that is the way how the metacognition move along with the education and along with age wise.
Okay. What is the role of metacognition in learning?
Learning, obviously, when learning comes, as I said, no, how do a student, each age group, it comes its own impact. So each age group, the learners, when you take learners from primary to middle to higher school to higher secondary level, when you take each category, age group, when you take into that also, how the student or how the learner is getting to use the skills, knowledge, and understanding ability of that particular subject areas, and how the student is using it for, of course, we cannot say exam point of view, how the student is using this particular subject aspects into application. So that is what the developmental is coming. So a learner, it is quite important, because how comprehensively the learner is bringing out what he or she learned into the reproductive level, that means producing into the knowledge evaluating stage, then that reflects. That's what I feel. So this knowledge reproduction either can be an examination, or either can be any kind of presentation, or any kind of projects. So any format of the knowledge representation will be coming. So how comprehensively the learner is bringing it out, then according to that, the development will be varying from student to student. Then obviously a little bit socioeconomic peer group interaction will be having an impact by sure for this developmental activity.
Shagorika, welcome to our program. Thank you, Silvaram, for your elaborate discussions, our topic. In this instance, I would like to, Patricia, please.
Okay.
Are you ready? I have a question. Just
Yes,
what role, Patricia, listen to me. What role does metacognition play in the overall training of learners in our school?
Well, first of all, it is important to stress the fact that metacognition is one of the most important components in 21st century education. And it is not as present as it should be in the classroom. So it is our responsibility to implement this learning skill in our classrooms. The thing is that when we use metacognition, we help our students enhance their learning. And for example, it is important also to consider that it can be used at any age. For example, with children, it's wonderful to use metaphorical language. Normally, specialists say that we can tell our students that they will be driving a car during the school year, so that the road will be the learning process. They need to know that when we are learning a car, when we are driving a car, there are we should to brake suddenly, because probably there may be some difficulty in the process of learning, or we may drive faster, for example, because we feel more confident and we already know what to do when a problem may appear. In this way, when we speak metaphorically, because the term metacognition may be difficult for the students, that's why one of the main steps that should be taken before starting working with metacognition in the classroom is to tell students what it is about. And they need to know that they have to change from the unproductive, I can't, for the proactive, how can I? So when they know what to do when they are having difficulties, they feel more confident, and in this way, they become successful learners. For this reason, teachers should be prepared to teach metacognition. For this reason, it is also very important to start teaching metacognition at teacher training colleges. That's the problem we are having at the moment, that the metacognition is not taught at teacher training colleges. So students become teachers and they start teaching their own groups of students, and metacognition is not present. So what the students need to know before starting using metacognition, what it is about, and how it should be used. Because when they realize that little by little they are getting strategies in order to reflect on their learning, to discover their weaknesses and strengths, they will be able to become more successful learners. The idea is that the process of learning is the most important event that takes place in the classroom. So we need to prepare our students for this important event. For this reason, a special atmosphere, a warm, welcoming atmosphere should be present, because we need to invite the students to learn, and also student talk should be encouraged. Normally, the students are passive receivers of information. Now, with these new trends in education, we are trying to revert this situation, and we are encouraging the students to become active participants so that they will be able to express their ideas and thoughts about their own process of learning. And something we should instill in their minds is that learning is a social act, and failure and different types of mistakes should be treated in the classroom cooperatively, because we know that mistakes are common in the classroom. Students share the same type of mistakes, so the best way of dealing with them is to work all the students together in order to solve and repair these mistakes or failures they may be having. The problem is that normally we do not devote time to dealing with this. So there is no special section in which metacognition may take place. So students are not used to reflecting on. That's why when we can make a big distinction between those students who are using metacognition and those which are who are not using it, because the
Going down.
this means that they have acquired the necessary strategies to become effective learners. The idea is that when they are using metacognition in the classroom, we should encourage them to make them think about the possibilities of using metacognition outside the classroom. For example, at home, in what other possibilities metacognition may be used, because one of our missions is to teach them to use metacognition in learning, but also in their daily lives. So they will be more successful in life when they are using this metacognition, because before taking a decision, they will start reflecting on the type of decision they will have to make. Otherwise, they may take abrupt decisions, and this may lead to failure. That's why metacognition is so important, because the strategies that the students will be learning at school will be for life, because we are preparing them for the moment they are having, because these type of strategies are for their daily lives now and also for their future. For this reason, we need to insist on that, and we need to prepare students at teacher training colleges, and teachers who are already teaching should get instructed how to use them. I think that if metacognition is used in the classroom, everybody will be benefited. First of all, the students, and will also feel much confident because we can see how the students take control of their own learning and become autonomous. I think that if we can achieve this, we will be very successful on both sides. Well, there are 4 different types of instructions that may be present in the classroom, which help students to develop this autonomy we are talking about. First of all, metacognition instruction, cognitive coaching, teaching scaffolding, and cooperative learning. Cooperative learning is closely connected with metacognition. So when these 4 methods are being used in the classroom, the students become more focused on their learning and they are more successful. The idea is to make them more confident. Remember that learning and anxiety are closely connected. So one of our main aims is to reduce that anxiety and make them feel comfortable. So if we use these strategies, no doubt that they will learn more successfully.
Thank you, Patricia, for your elaborate discussions. I think that if our today's topic is very important, we are fortunate to be able to learn about the detail of our wise negotiators, from their knowledge and prideful discussions. Thank you again, Patricia. Please. Here we can see our new guest, Sheba Neha. This is our country teacher. Please unmute your microphone. Sheba Neha, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine also. This is our global family. Please introduce yourselves, and if you say something about our program or topic, please, you can.
Thank you very much. Actually, I'm very, very glad and I'm really honored to have the opportunity to say something in this platform. I am Nausiba Noreen Neha, lecturer English at Shani Amatullah College, Chapai-Nawabganj. And at the right moment of COVID-19, I'm also doing my second master's on ELT. That's why I'm actually now also a student of ELT. So this is actually very good because now everything is changing. Education is also changing. We have to know new things. We have to be aware and be conscious as well to get all the things. Though it's not very easy to adapt new things all on a sudden, we will have to give ourselves time, and also our students have to be able to know those things. And I think after sometimes they will be able to have the facilities, and we are here to know. Thank you very much. And I'm really glad. And I think in future, I will be able to add more things and do something else for our betterment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nausiba ma'am. This is our global family. Here, those who are presented: Patricia Arbona from Argentina, Georgia Menata from Greece, Dr. Sagarika Bhatia, India, Silva Ramra, he's origin India and recently is present Maldives. Laila Jacob, India, and Shamsuddin Talundar sir is our country, and Nasiruddin sir. Thank you, Nausiba. Thank you for your sharing. In this stage, I would like to Sagarika.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. I have a question. What is metacognition and essential tools in education?
Pardon? What is metacognition and?
Essential tools in education.
Yeah, essential tools in education.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so basically metacognition, as said by Patricia, I think she spoke elaborately about metacognition. And metacognition is about teaching the child how to think. And what does the child need to think? The child has many thoughts in the head, but metacognition is something where the child is asked to think, to reflect on its own thinking, on its own method of learning, on its own method of assessment. How to remember what is being taught in the classroom is metacognition. So that puts the child into an autonomous mode of learning, which is very important because currently we are talking about research-based learning, reflective learning, critical thinking. decision-making skills. So these are all the skills that a child needs to make independently as the child climbs the ladder of success and becomes a citizen of a country. So unless we don't develop these skills in a child, then education is incomplete. And to develop these skills in a child, it is nothing but metacognition is the way in which we can handle these skills. So every lesson plan in education that we have in class has to address these particular skills. Like suppose if you are teaching a topic of plant growth, okay, from the seed the plant grows and it starts the stem, I mean it gets stems, leaves, fruit, bud, all those things that you teach in a lifestyle, the life cycle of a plant. So in the life cycle of a plant, you need to add this metacognition, that is critical thinking in this, that if a plant grows like this, can you compare the same growth with an animal, with an insect, with a human being? Let the child think. You need to get that reflective mode in the child. Very, very, very important. Unless you don't get these children to reflect, that means learning is not happening. It is just hammering the child with information, which is abundant, available online. There is no dearth of information on YouTube, online. But what are you doing as an educator in the classroom is what brings the change in learning. And metacognition is the way ahead, and it is a 21st century skill that we have to develop in the child. And not only that, let me also tell you, metacognition, it's not only in school. Metacognition is a skill that is developed. It's not an inbuilt skill. You don't come with a metacognition skill, but you can develop it right from your grade, I mean, from your nursery class itself. You know, when you're teaching your child ABCD, you teach your child ABCD, A for apple. We always say A for apple. Can we go back and teach our child that A is also for antelope? A is also for Antwerp, which is a place. A is also for other things. Can we expose the child to more knowledge? If we expose the child to more knowledge, the child will get to know more. Once the child gets to know more, will also learn to segregate knowledge. And when the child learns to segregate knowledge, which is very important, there won't be confusion in this mind. So if there is no confusion in the mind, learning becomes very simple. Learning becomes very streamlined, extremely streamlined. And if learning becomes streamlined, then progress is also quick and success is also fast. You know, so these are small methods. So if we teach our faculty members, or if in a teaching college, metacognition skills are taught to the teachers, which can be transferred to the learners. As I said, that these are skills that need to be developed. So you can develop this at any age. At this point of time also, I can develop this skill in myself. At this point of time, anybody at any age can, because that is what they say is change is constant. So you see how people are adapting to time. That is nothing but metacognition. From a mobile phone that used to ring, the dial system, to a pager, from a pager to a big mobile, to now a smaller palm top. Now you don't even need a laptop, just a palm top mobile. See the way people are changing. So what is this? This is it's all metacognition. It's all metacognition. You are teaching your own self. You're training your own self to learn to adjust with time. And this is what we just need to inform our learners also. And that is where you can differentiate a true facilitator of knowledge, a true faculty, a true teacher from online learning. This is the only differentiating factor from online learning, from machine learning. That is where human behavior comes into place, wherein we can reach each and every child's mindset. We can change it, we can tweak it, we can work with it, because neuroscience talks about neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? Creating more neuron webs. Yeah, creating more neuron webs. That is more you have, the more you understand things. So this is what it is. So in fact, in schools, it is now a must. In colleges, and in fact in teaching colleges, Shamsuddin sir, this is for you as you head teaching colleges. You must introduce this in all teaching colleges, because this is the need of the hour. That's it, Mumtaz. I mean, I can speak a lot, but then let's give others also a chance to speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sagarika. From your discussions, surely you have learned that metacognition apply not only schools, but to people of all levels. Thank you for your elaborate discussion. In this stage, I would like to, Talukdar sir, please unmute your microphone. I know that you know about our today's topic. In this stage, I would like to request what are the benefits of metacognition in the classroom as a teacher's trainer?
Thank you very much. And Georgia, you are doing very wonderful work all over the world. You are getting a lot of certificates and many. Again, I would like to congratulate you. Anyway, as we are just going through the net and we are getting some activities that you are doing. I would like to ask Naushawa, are you well right now? So far, I know you are in some problem. It's okay?
Yes, sir. I'm having my medicines and I'm getting better, sir. That's why actually after so many days, I have joined this meeting and it's a new start, I think.
That's good. You are most welcome here. And she is really very brilliant teacher. She knew how to handle English, as well as she's also working for the psychological motivation of children and parents. So far I know. And she is doing some wonderful work with access to information. She is running a program there for the children to make them aware about the COVID and other things and how to engage them by themselves. So that's another sort of metacognition. Anyway, now Shagorika, really, how should I remember Shagorika? If I ask by myself, what are the criteria? Maybe I have to getting some sort of my own understanding to recall any people. Maybe what the things I am thinking, other will not think it that way. That's the metacognition. You just say Shagorika is climbing in a tree. It strikes me, oh, environment, that's good. She's fighting for the environment. She's telling we need oxygen, so we have to take care of forests. And recently I saw one beautiful picture she posted in Facebook with plants, and she just near the plants and trying to climb up the plants. Anyway, so the talking is like that, as because first we have to understand what is metacognition. Already my esteemed colleague told about it. It's very good. Cognition. When the cognition is from my own self, that's the metacognition. So for understanding anything, every people had their own mindset. They're thinking their ideas, they are just going to make their ideas applicable with their insight. For getting their insight, they have to engage their brain in a one way that I am not using in that way. But exactly, this is a idea where an individual can create interest by him or herself. It's very important. But as a teacher, as the environment, as the parents, we have to create the environment where he will get the ideas to build up from his own, to make his or her own interest in a way that he will start to understand everything. In our daily life, if we just want to say, oh, what's the name of that boy? I just forget. Oh, what I rang yesterday and to whom I talked to it, I forgot. Oh, what my daughter is doing last night, I forgot. Because maybe I was not thinking too much, or there is no mechanism in my head to remember the things very easily. So we need some mechanism in order to make it repeat in our brain. So what are those mechanisms? How the mechanism will work there? And you know, already Shagorika ma'am told about neuroplasticity. It's very important. Now the scientists are really going in depth of our brain, how the brain is working. So if we look our brain, really is very wonderful creation of God. Whenever you use your brain too much, then your brain will produce lots of neuron and it will make many more connections. Thereby you will be able to, even in my old days, when I will be more old, if I keep going on with exercise, then my brain will be sharp. If I just stop right now, it will come down. So that's one mystery of brain, how the brain back up everything. Now the thing is that in school and in college, what we are doing, You know, metacognition is really divided in many ways. Some says it's in a 3 categories, some indicate in a 4 or 5 categories. Actually, knowledge, experience, and application, these are the basic categories of the metacognition. So whenever you start, you have to gain the knowledge. Then you have to gather the experience in your brain. Thereby, you have to make some strategical point within yourself to make it success. One example, very simple. In 21st century, we need teachers should have to gain some of new skills. Within that skills, these are embedded already. In our school, once we teach them in a linear way, not multilateral way, or we have no arrangement to make everything to cross one over another in order to make it innate. Thereby, we can just make some relationship, what is happening here and what is happening there. Thereby, we can just cross it. So some new idea will just react in my brain. Thereby, I will be able to understand how should I take it in my way. For example, some children are learning by just looking over a picture. Some are auditory, and some are just playing something. Some have to do some activity. So every individual is different. Now, this is the challenge for the teacher inside the classroom. You know, Patricia always focus in this factor. How should we activate the children? Maybe from the side of the teacher or from the side of the parents. But the important thing is environment. What the need of teacher, individual needs, and where he will act. In last class in my college, when I was just talking with some teachers, I told them, your challenge is that whenever you are talking anything inside the classroom, either every individual is able to think about your ideas, about your thought. If you will not able to do it, then your class will not be fruitful. Because when I am just making an environment, okay, suppose I am asking a question. Last night, what have you eaten? Is there any protein? What is the purpose of protein? How it's build up our brain or our energy? Can you tell me? Just remember, I will become a stop, but my children will start to think individually. That's one important thing. Whenever they start to think individually, everyone is not thinking in a same way. Some will think, oh, I went to the market, I bought a kitchen. Someone thinking I eat fish, or how it works. Someone will start to think in a fruits, in a vegetable, there are little sort of protein. Okay, in let's say we are getting a lot of protein. So their thinking level will not the same, but they start from one certain point that what he get from the environment. And again, the teacher is just activating his brain. So he starts to understand by interlinking with other things. And these are one of the strategies. Now, if you just say, I think Shagarika know better than me, amygdala is one of the part of our brain. And this is very important part. Whenever every teacher will know the activity of the amygdala, I'm damn sure they will not be too much cruel to their students, their environment. They became cool. They will learn how to control themselves. That's the one sort of metacognition. But for that, you need an environment. You need to make an environment through which the teacher will be able to know this thing. So with this little point, what we know? We know that this is very important for our school, for our college, even in our family life. So children will have to start new thing by understanding. So their thinking process should be helped by the teacher, that they might be go with it, storytelling, maybe for drama, maybe for traveling. But whenever they start to do this, they will remember what the class teacher said in the classroom. How should I interrelate this thing with the environment or with our daily life? Then it will be recalled again and again. And suddenly it became automized. You know, whenever we start to learn bicycle riding, then in my childhood, I just go inside the fancy of mini garden, and sometimes I just go over a human being. Certainly, once I became confident, then I just, without touching my handle, I was able to run the bicycle even in a main road. It because that's the metacognition. It helps me how to think, how I'm talking too much. I have to shorten my things, but this is very important.
We can say
In
that
fact-
Angela have joined just now from India.
Okay. That's nice.
Good evening, sir. Good evening to you.
Ah, master of metacognition. That's all right. We have to learn many things from her because we are talking about your topic. This is also our topic, but you are guru. Then we have to learn from you and another people. Dr. Shagurika is also here. This two person is very specialized on the process of understanding, thereby metacognition. So this is really very important for us to create such kind of environment in our school and home, where children or any people have to make some sort of activity through which they will be able to motivate by themselves. They start to work from their own. And for getting the chemicals in the brain, we have to make an environment how the laser chemical will work inside their brain. It's very important. Unfortunately, in every country is every teacher, because teachers are exactly trained up with some theoretical aspect. But these are the very recent thing. The thing we have to inform our teacher, and we will make some advocacy to our government. Thereby, if the curriculum should be redesigned to put this sort of things, brain-based learning, metacognition, and our environment. All right. Thank you very much. I'm hearing, I'm just here to listen some important voice from other people. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Allah.
Thank you, Talukdar sir, for your discussions. And side by side, I have proud of to join Manjula. Please unmute your microphone, Manjula.
Before it, I would like to congratulate Manjula because she just has passed his birthday very recently. Belated, but again, congratulations.
Manjula, unmute your microphone. Okay.
Thank you so much for always. I really feel so sorry whenever Mumtaz ma'am asked me to join the forum, but somehow like I was like tied up with in our organization work. And we are very proud to tell that this year we have already successfully launched the first neural concept school in which is which would be the first neural concept school in the world itself, where we are bringing in like the top notch the neuroscience research, where we are translating those research work into our K-12 segment. And we have around 300 students plus with 30 teachers. Like in the month of May, we had an intensive training program for our teachers, right from executive in the classes and end to end. It is not just we train the teachers and we leave it off to the school. End to end, we are guiding teachers. It's all about greenhousing the students, greenhousing the teachers, and it's all about we are pushing teachers and students in the cognitive space. We are no more with the rewards and punishment system. There is no stratification in the classroom. It's all about just joy, fun, and learning. And now we have moved ourselves from the traditional 3 R's to the cognitive 3 R's. As you all know, the traditional 3 R's, that is read, write, and arithmetic, where we have moved into the cognitive 3 R's, that is revised thinking, reflection, revised thinking, and report out. And the best part is, like, whenever every day I visit the classrooms, and when the students, I can see the magical moments in the students, the way they are unfolding, and they come up with lots of very interesting questions to the teachers. And And teachers are also well equipped with all kind of digital content. It might be PowerPoint presentation, it might be cliff notes, it might be creating the disequilibrium videos in the classroom, and the way they're like giving the platform for the students for the long-term potentiation session. It is an amazing platform, and really it's like I'm feeling just damn good, like the way the students are flourishing, and even the teachers are also getting lots of confidence. So hence, like, since like this forum is discussing about the cognitive space and the related to cognitive thing, I request the scholars over here, it should not be just confined this discussion to the boardroom discussion, but please do take these discussions to the classroom and make sure that your teachers implement in the classes, and see that the way the students are getting groomed by your beautiful teachers. And I think like we interact with Sagarika ma'am, and Sagarika ma'am, like I always feel nice whenever the Sagarika ma'am posts this forums post in the Facebooks. I really feel, oh, like our people is already there in Bangladesh. That's what I feel, ma'am.
Nice to have you here today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I can share a couple of videos and the testimonials and the way the students are unfolding themselves, and the way we have created the safe place for students and teachers. It is phenomenal. All these years, maybe we, like me as a teacher or as a students, it was all about the behaviorist model. Any small indicated with the binary indicators, like you do something, you are defined as either a good or bad. You something do something, like, okay, she is a super good or a super bad. Oh, it's all about the binary. It is like marks, it's all about scores. But now it is not about that. It's not about scores. It's all about autonomy, mastery, and purpose, and pushing ourselves to the intrinsic motivation.
Oh, that's great.
So
And I think that your own teachers may train those teachers who are not used to working like that, because this is the
absolutely,
type of
now
education we
I
need to
agree
do.
with you, sis. For that, we gave 20 days of intensive training program, right from introducing the teachers what is this biological marvel which is stuck between our ears. Why we call this biological marvel has the potential of a big, huge universe or the Milky Way. But still, why are we still struggling with the students that they forget the memory or the marks? That is all this, we are still struggling with that working memory space, which is just minuscule. But think of the whole, when we start using that whole potential of the brain, use 100 billion neurons with 10,000 synaptic connection, it is an amazing experience. It's all about brain. And we in behaviorist model, it is always told that all behavior is communication, right? All behavior is communication. Through behavior, teachers get an understanding that this child is having this problem, or this child is having that problem. But here in our perspective, all behavior is communication, and communication happens in this beautiful organ, brain.
The brain. Yeah, you're right.
Right, when you're seeing something beautiful, now Patricia is looking at me, right? It is, I tell that her eyes is not looking at me, but her brain is looking at me.
That's right. Yes, it's
Right,
amazing, really.
yeah, because like yesterday one of my teacher was showing the video, like a small snippet in the classroom, and the child was so mesmerized looking at the video, he didn't even bother what is there in that entire video. But he was just it is a grade 3 child. Ma'am, in that video I saw that little baby was holding a beautiful pencil and eraser. I just loved it. Like, he didn't notice the beautiful, there were so many things, but he just liked. So here we should understand, by that situation, it is not about the eyes what it looks, it's all about brain, what he likes, what it likes, only it will capture that.
That's great. And are you training teachers from around the world, or only teachers
Around
that
the
belong to?
world, we are training teachers, and Sagarika ma'am is also one of, she's our very important neural champion as well.
That's great.
Maybe
That's great.
training
This
in
is
Africa,
important.
complete Africa also, the trainings are going on.
Complete
Yes.
Pan
In
Africa, we
Africa.
have done
Pan
training.
Africa.
Yeah.
And what
Around
about
11
Europe?
to 12 countries.
Do we have this type of schools in Europe? Do you know?
Yes, I know. We do have here, like basically the core concept of our neural concept school is about the pedagogy, what we are bringing in place. The pedagogy, we call it as challenge mosaic, where we give lots of room, because learning is not just it begins with point A and it ends in point B. Or we cannot tell that education begins when the child enters kindergarten and he completes learning stops when he completes his PG. It is not KG to PG, but learning is an iterative cycle. Anytime, anywhere, it can, if you have that, because the brain is so plastic in nature, it's the principle of neuroplasticity is very evident. So keeping that, all those things in mind, we cannot and we shouldn't stratify students with just a mere numbers.
What is the name of the school? Could you repeat the name?
I could share the names, and it is there in our YouTube channel, the Vishwa Vidyapeeth, the Neural Concept School based out of Bangalore.
Maybe you could put the link over here in the chat box.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
I will.
Directly they can
I will.
access the link from the chat box.
I will do that
Good
right
idea.
away.
Shagarita, good idea.
Thank you so much. You can just type IBBRF is my YouTube channel, and you can find all our basic and advanced courses details, and also this Vishwa Vidyapeeth Neural Concept School. It's a testimonial for all of us.
Okay.
I'm just sharing the link in the chat. I'm just sharing the link in the chat box, and you can eventually go to my channel and understand our offerings, and you can see the results. And Mumtaz ma'am was there, Shamsuddin sir was there in our courses. I think yes, you can see that is the school campus.
Yes, that's great.
If possible, you can share the screen playing that so that everybody can see that school, and the program is what we have captured over there.
Thank you, Manjula. Please, can you clear to me? Just a bit. How does metacognition help the learners attain maximum learning?
Absolutely.
How does metacognition help the learners attain maximum learning?
Absolutely. Mumtaz ma'am, here we have something called, we need to think on three parallels or three dimensions. One is the mindset, other one is the motivation, and third one is expertise. So when we talk about a mindset, we should always move from fixed mindset to growth mindset. Right? That is one paradigm shift one we need to do. Second one is motivation. In motivation, again, there should be a shift from extrinsic motivation to intrinsic motivation. And third important one is expertise. Expertise with reference to, we need to move from routine expertise to adaptive expertise. So when we have that growth mindset, when we are in intrinsic motivation, when we are having that adaptive expertise, then definitely it's the most magical moment where the teacher as well as the students will be flourishing. You can see the sea change happening in the classroom.
Thank you, Manjula. I know that.
So with this,
I know that your depth of knowledge about neuroscience and human cognition. I'm really grateful to you for joining us.
Thank you so much for giving me a platform and sharing my whatever the little knowledge I have the little experience or the experiments what I do, like I just thank you so much for sharing the platform with me.
Hope that we will get to you in future time and future program.
Sure, with pleasure, ma'am, with pleasure.
We can see our new guest, Mr. Jagadish. Maybe he's Indian teacher. So please unmute your microphone and just introduce yourself for our audience.
Yes, very good evening. Sorry, I had another meeting actually. It was a lawyer's meet. I just finished. I told madam that I'll be able to come a little late. She said, just drop in. It is a pleasure to see you all. Sorry, I missed your speech. Hopefully next time I'll hear your speech, madam. It's a pleasure to be part of this wonderful job doing by madam. Thank you so much. I'm basically from Bangalore, India. I'm an advocate.
We have many more.
Thank you, sir. We are also from Bangalore.
Small world.
We are
Your
from
good
Bangalore.
Name,
my
your
name
good
is Manjula. My name is Manjula. I'm the founder trustee of Institute of Brain and Behavior Research Foundation.
Wonderful, wonderful. We will connect, madam. Thank you so much.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. I request Mumtaz madam to connect with us.
Yeah, sure.
Jagadish sir, please, I know that you know about our today's topic. Please, if you say something about our topic, please you can.
To be frank, I didn't really prepare.
Topic, the role of metacognition in learning and achievement.
What is it, please?
Today's topic, the role of metacognition in learning and achievement.
See, to be frank, learning will never ends. At least that's why we are all here, because we have been achieved many things in our life, but learning never ends. To be frank, I am an advocate, but I always love to be part of wherever there's a learning happening. So I think that way learning per se is not an end to it. That's why we're all here till our last breath. We have to keep learning, because it's like a sea, because we have just tasted maybe a little bit of it. So I think we have a lot of things to learn. It could be on education, or it could be on metaphysics, or whatever it is. So it's always good to be in groups where there's a learning. So that's why I'm here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jagadish sir. This is our global platform. We World Educator Bangladesh chapter organized. Those who are joined: Shagorika from India, Patricia Arbona from Argentina, Silvaram from Maldives, Manjula, India, Laila Jacob, India, and the rest of the teacher are from Bangladesh. Welcome to our join from my platform. In this stage, I would like to, Laila, please unmute your microphone. Laila.
Yeah.
Okay. Just introduce yourselves for our audience, and I have the questions. What are the benefits of metacognition in the classroom?
All right. I am Laila Jacob, representing India. Before I go to the topic or answering the question put up by Mamda's mom, I would like to ponder on what is brain-friendly learning. Brain-friendly learning seems to be difficult, but it is not impossible. The old method of memory repetition and mechanical dealing are not effective. But nowadays, students want interactive classes. They want to be active participants, not as passive receivers. Let them learn naturally. The brain is already alert. The body is ready, and emotions are positive. Brain is alert, body is ready, emotions are positive. Then why do we have to wait? Students will be ready for action. Let them be placed as a center of learning. That is what we meant by means of brain-friendly learning. In order to enhance brain-friendly learning, today's topic, that is metacognition. What is metacognition? Almost all the renowned speakers have already introduced. I will be explaining it only in one particular sentence. Metacognition is intentional thinking about how you think and learn. How you think and learn, that is what is metacognition stands for. In this particular topic, we will be able to think about awareness and understanding of one's own thought process. Just like Sadhika ma'am has already told about the small child coming to the class, and right from the beginning, traditionally, if in at this particular age, I remember my convent teachers, they have taught me A for apple, B for boy. The same system, the same pattern we are introducing now. Why? Because are we underestimating our students, or are we ready to overestimate them, or are we able to estimate them wherever they are? This metacognitive cognition activity will always empower learning and achievement only when the teachers are ready to implement it. Only in paper or theory, if it comes, it is not going to work out at all. Whoever is speaking, whoever is listening, the person has to implement it wherever they are. Whichever school they are already, whomsoever they are dealing with, whichever level of children they are dealing with, let the children think, let the children produce constructive way. Let them be productive as well as Patricia ma'am has already told. Let them be productive instead of becoming unproductive. It is our duty, it is the teacher's duty to make them to be productive by giving them the chance to think, chance to learn, chance to relearn, chance to present, and chance to have active participation. So whenever we will be dealing with the metacognition, we have to think John Flavel, who has already told what is metacognition. That is thinking about thinking, thinking about thinking. Thinking about thinking, that means if you are already teaching a particular paragraph, let the child question, let the child find out the meaning. As far as I am teaching English, if I am teaching a paragraph, I should make my students to understand it very well. Before I explain, whenever they are already reading and learning with me, let their mind work out. Let the minds of the children are the fertile fields. We have to understand and we have to give due importance to them. Therefore, if we are already teaching a paragraph, let the children develop that particular power of self-questioning. Let them be able to reread it. Let them be able to ensure cognition, that is the goal of comprehension. When they are able to comprehend, just like one of the speakers have already told, when you are telling about the plant, seedling, then plant, what are the things required? Let them experience it. Recently, we have celebrated the Environmental Day, and then almost all the places, all the schools and colleges, they have celebrated, they have taken the photograph, all these things we have done. What the children have already got, we have to analyze that. If we analyze it very properly, surely we will be helping our growing generation to bring a change, whatever change we want to see. So let us be able to be the change makers in the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laila. I know that today's topic is not the end of the discussion because it is matter much knowledge, right? Yet we need to think about these things for our students, for the general public. I'm very fortunate to have a wise negotiator like you, so I can always learn. Thank you, Laila, for your elaborate discussions. In this stage, I would like to, Nasir sir, please unmute your microphone. Nasir sir, are you there? Okay.
Yes, I am hearing you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mumtaz Roxana, for your nice program. You always arrange some excellent program, such as today's topic, the role of metacognition in learning and achievements. It is very important, as well as it is very difficult topic for me as well as our student. I appreciate you and those who participate in this platform from outside of Bangladesh. I mention here Dr. Sagurika Bhatia, Patricia Arvona, and Jagadish Char, Salbham Arnath, and Laila Jacob, and IBBRF. There is no name here, but
Manjula ma'am.
Organization name Brain Behavior Research Foundation. That's okay. Thank you. Today's guest, Shamsuddin Ahmed Talukdar, he already discussed elaborately about this matter, and our guest from India, Brain Behavior Foundation, say something about money important discuss with this platform. And Sagurika Bhatia, she discussed elaborately. I am very happy to join this platform, and I learn more about meta recognition. I say something about metacognition. I mention here metacognition is an awareness of one's own thoughts, process, and understanding of the patterns behind them. The term comes from the root word meta, meaning this means beyond or on top of. Metacognition can take many forms, such as reflecting on one's own ways of thinking and knowing when and how to use particular strategies or problem solving. There are generally two components of metacognition. On age, knowledge about cognition, and second one is regulation of cognition. I mention here metacognition defined as awareness or analysis of one's own learning or thinking processes. I mention why is metacognition is important. Metacognition is essential to successful learning because it enables individuals to better manage their cognitive skills and to determine weakness that can be corrected or by constructing new cognitive skills. Almost anyone who can perform a skill is capable of metacognition, that is, thinking about how they perform that skill. I share my idea. What can I understand about this topic, and I always learn from our guest speakers, those who attend from abroad. They are very excellently discuss the topic, and I am very get benefit, and I am very much grateful to them. And today I end of my speech to thanks those who participate home and abroad. Thank you, Mamutaz Ruxona. Thank you, Sagurika Madam. Thank you, Patricia Madam. Thank you, Laila Jacob. Thank you, Jagadish Sir. Thank you, Salbham Sir. And thank you very much, Shamsuddin Ahmed Talukdar Sir. I thank to our native guest, Nausheba Neha. She is very excellent lady. I know her very well, and we are very happy to join she with us. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Nasir sir, for your wonderful discussion and sharing us. Patricia, please unmute your microphone. I have lost questions to you.
Mamutaz, before going her, I would like to request Shagurika.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would like to request Shagurika and Monjila to make one sort of video through which how our brain is supporting this factor. Because to make it clean to our teacher, this is very quite difficult. Whenever we can take the picture of the brain, as well as we have to make some photograph or some animation within that part of the brain, how it's working and interrelated the things, how the learning became more easier. Through that sort of video, if you just put it in a YouTube or other places, we will be more benefited from there. Because nowadays this is very important and this is very challenging. At the same time, it has a very bad effect also. If anybody just start to think more and more over it, then it will be really very risky. So we have to make it a limit, and you should mention the limit of this. That's another important thing. Sometimes children become a headache. Whenever he is thinking how to think, how should we make it more easy and more easy, then it is really very harmful for them. So with a certain elasticity, you have to do it. So thank you very much for giving the opportunity to talk with me. And you know, here is one advocate. I would like to mention that exactly the advocate, those who are working in this field, their metacognition is very high. Because when they are just fighting for any case, they are thinking from several angles, and they have to put forward their logic where the judge will be influenced. So really, they are getting a lot of the ideas immediately and making it something blended to focus and to make it a real argument. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Talukdar sir. Patricia, Jagadish sir, please, you can leave now if you need
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Patricia, please.
Well,
I have last questions to you. What happens when students do not use metacognition, please?
Okay. Well, it's a pity that at the moment, metacognition is not generalized. So we have lots of students who are unproductive, who are not inquisitive, who remain in the comfort zone, and they study just to pass a test. They do not study in order to learn. Sometimes it is very difficult for them, for example, to understand the content, and the explanation the teacher has given are not enough. So instead of being an inquisitive individual and start asking the reasons why comprehension has not taken place, they decide to study using mechanical memory. They study by heart. In order to pass an examination. So learning will never take place like this. And sometimes teachers realize that they are using their memory because the type of tests that are usually given are still having traditional traces. So the questions that are given are based on knowledge, not on reasoning or on application of the new content. That's why the students fail. And when they fail at school, they start hating school. They feel embarrassed. They feel disappointed. That's why it is so important to start implementing metacognition in the classroom. Because when metacognition is present, we can see the improvement of the students. And when they feel themselves that they can do better, their mindset growth is also increased. They realize that through work, they will be able to improve. Those students who do not use any metacognitive strategies, they don't know what to do. So they are at a loss and they need encouragement. When they feel that they are found in a pleasant atmosphere, when marks are not used for punishment and mistakes become didactic, this means that they are able to keep on trying, however hard this may be, but they know that in the end, if they follow these metacognitive strategies, they will be successful. For this reason, it is very important to train teachers to become metacognitive while they are studying at teacher training colleges. And as I said before, those who are already teachers are not familiar with this type of learning skill, well, they should be trained because, as I said at the beginning, it is one of the most important components of 21st century education. That's why we need to insist on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The maxims of teaching has to change. The complete maxims of teaching have to change.
See, no doubt. Is metacognition being used in India, for example, Sagarika? Is it used?
It's not in a great scale at all. Not in a. It's just touched upon. And whereas there's lots to do, in fact, neuroscience also is a topic that should be introduced.
America, ma'am, I think you have to tell about the neural concept school what we have inserted.
Yes. All neural concepts need to be introduced because if teachers don't know it, it is very difficult that they could take it ahead. They could take it ahead. So I think a lot of room for training. There's a lot of gap. There's a lot of gap in the teacher training colleges and what is to be delivered in the classroom. There's a huge gap, and the earlier we learn to bridge this gap, I think then we can expect a good successful batch coming out of each and every teacher training college.
Yes, we are having the same here in Argentina at teacher training colleges. This information is not given.
Education is so dynamic. Education is very dynamic. Concepts, theories, everything is changing so fast that if you really don't account for them, if you don't change the curriculum every 2 years, you can't be teaching the same whatever they have been teaching for last 10 years and 12 years. So then it has to be dynamic. Change has to be there all the time.
But the problem is that still the education we are having is content dominance. Content dominance. So yes, that's the problem. We focus on content instead of focusing on the students and their needs. That's the problem we are having.
I would like to add one important point is we have to use content. Content should be just like a motor where we have to use it only for the brain development.
The vehicle, it should be the vehicle.
Yes, and we have to teach students for feelings rather than just for mere marks or the scores. Teaching for feeling is very important. And very important is what kind of neurotransmitters you're secreting in the classroom. Bring lots of oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, and bring in so much activities like you need to generate lots of BDNF. BDNF stands for brain-derived neurotropic factors, which acts like
learning by doing will help that. Learning by doing would help that.
You have to bring in lots of sports. Integration of sports in classroom is very important. Sports is not just about playing some sports and games in the playground, but when you start integrating sports in classroom, there you can see what kind of change you can bring into the classroom. And I have 1 month we have implemented, and it's next 1 year we will be implementing. I can share whenever Mr. Ma'am invites me. Definitely, I would like to share the results, and it is 100% truth what I'm sharing. I can share the live testimonials of the students, their discussions, their revised thinking sheets. Everything is documented.
See, the problem is that the
Exactly,
students that
something-
are facing at the moment is because metacognition is not being used.
With the evidences of incepting of cognitive school or the neural concept school in India, which is going to be the world's first school in behavioral technology.
Also, the rubrics for assessments have to change. All the rubrics for assessments have to change because the rubrics for assessment are very mark driven, score driven, you know. From that score driven, it has to be more learning driven. More learning driven. So I think if we change the rubrics, that will take care of a lot of things.
Actually, we need to change the assessment system. This is one of the. I was talking about the assessment system. In fact, in every school and college, every teaching is focused on achievement, an evaluation track, because every teacher, every school, even managing committee wants good results. How it's produced, they never thought about it. And to make a foresight is very important, especially the policy maker, educationists, those who are working very actively. We need a lot of research. Unfortunately, teachers are not involving in research too much. Even they are not doing any action research. If you say basic research, that's so far, but we need to continue with some sort of action research. And still now, exactly, brain-based learning, they're working very hard to make it more popular. They're working, especially in Africa. I just joined some of their meetings, and many people from Africa, they're very happy to having this sort of ideas and thinking. And what I saw in their eyes, in their face, they're very lovely. But the problem is that if you think the countries of Africa, in higher level, they are not taking it in their understanding. But teachers are already understanding that we need some changes. So we need a lot of discussion. That's one important thing. Even if Shagorika and Monjila and even Patricia, if we arrange a small webinar with our teacher, those are really who are able to understand the English a little, so they will get understanding how should we have to change. So we have to make some documentary where the language will not give more emphasis, but the word will be give more emphasis with some ideas, with some picture, with some animation. Thereby the people of other language will able to understand it. So we have to take it in newly. How should we make some cartoon books and other things for doing it? Maybe brain-based learning center, they can do it because they have a lot of experience on that. In that way, if we just focus it, then people will start to think, why should we change? Unfortunately, in third world, everyone is just put their children in a school to just gain the certificate, and even our job is dependent on certificate. They are not judged by their skill. This is another big problem. So we need to focus how to make a track of the children, because now we have a lot of information system where children can put their ideas in a track. Thereby the teacher will be able to judge how he is going and how he is changing. So thereby teachers can make a decision what sort of environment they can provide to him. That's very important, making a track for every individual children. Maybe we can do it. Now this is starting, and he will be the more pioneer person, especially from India. Manjila and his organization is really very pioneer person on the earth, not even in India, because they are focusing it even in America. They're pursuing the people, those who are staying in America, they're trying to tell them, okay, you studied more, you research more, but now you come in a practical life. How should we do it? Like Rabindranath Tagore, his philosophy was just focused by Manjila also did it by establishing what is good. That's why I congratulate him, I salute him. Not only theory, but practical aspect, which will be example for other countries. Thank you, Manjila, again. Allah Hafiz.
Absolutely. I'm sure that our school, the Neural Concept School in India or in Bangalore, what we have established, it will be a testimonial for the world to take up the Neural Concept School further. And here to add up to the previous point of the assessment, when we think about my assessment, and only through assessment we get scorecards And through that scorecards, we get employmental opportunity. But now in this pandemic situation, maybe 2020, 2021 or 2022, we don't know how long we will be suffering in this pandemic situation. This pandemic situation has taught us that scorecard will not help us in any way, if at all, if you're not equipped with the life skills and the life lessons, and if you're not emotionally strong, you can know where to go with the scorecard. It's all about, you need to, if you're, there are two individuals in our course we always said, there are some children who are orchids, there are some children dandelions. Orchids are usually very sensitive by nature, and dandelions are very resilient. So here what we request our teachers is, teach for an orchid, dandelions will fall in place. Right? So it's all about emotion, it's all about feelings, it's all about growing our structures, creating the neural pathways in our brain, and it's all about brain development rather than just confining ourselves and our education system in just mere behavioral changes.
Okay, this is the type of school we need in the world. So it is an excellent example of the hard work you are doing. So that's great. I want to ask a question to Selva, if you let me, Madmas. Selva, what about metacognition in your country? I want to know if it is being used there, because we are rather disappointed because it's not being used in general.
Yeah, here actually we are giving into the categorization of knowledge, understanding, skills, and the data handling with application. So we give more emphasis on the skills and application oriented assessment area. Actually, as we all discussed here now, instead, of course, curriculum changing, content changing, of course, we need it up to certain level, because student has to know the subject or student has to learn it. But the way of production or the way of delivering the the lecture, and also the way of assessment, that is the main thing to be get changed. Of course, at certain level, we are doing, of course, here we are more concentrating on the inquiry-based learning and project-based learning level, we are doing it. And we are having mini projects, so they will be involving more into it. And also we are using the focus area portions in every day. 1 hour will be kept for the focus area, and each week we will be taking one particular field, and among that we will be covering that. So student will be getting an extra outside knowledge also along with the subject what they are learning. And almost all the subject field areas we are including the life skill studios, we are introduced that one. And now the ministry is also introduced that one officially to implement to all the schools here. So the life skills.
Great.
Yeah, so actually we started when the pandemic started time itself, we started that activity. In our school, we started
action
Sorry?
research for, what about action research?
Action research. Yeah, action research, actually we started doing a little bit, but again, the number of participants from the teaching side is comparatively less. But I think we can't stop that one, because now the learning scenario, it is entirely changed. And last 1 year, the 2020 March onwards, we are continuously coming with the online. Right. And effectively it is going from our side. So now we, in our school, we started learning a lot, and people started using different methodology of teaching and differential level of learning things started introducing to check. So we all, what we are doing is, we are in a different pattern. We are assessing which one will be more suiting to give to the stream correctly, because different streams will be having a different level of understanding. So that is also still we are doing it. Actually, our school, we are having some action research within the teaching group. So with that only we mold the streamlining for the online learning. So we are doing it effectively, including the assessment we are doing online only, and exclusively if we are not at all seeing the students physically for the past 1 year, honestly speaking. And this assessment mode also, we are planning to change it within, because ultimately it is going for the Cambridge curriculum. So Cambridge O-level exam student has to pay. So we don't have any other option that we have to train them for that particular way of assessment by sure. But what we are doing is, we are giving focus on the internal assessments. So what we do is, in every term, we keep around 40% for the internal assessment, and there we are implementing with the normal way of other kind of rubric-based assessments we are bringing it with the project-based learning, inquiry-based learning, and I have introduced the service learning a little bit in this January to the March area, and it was a success too. So we will be planning into the next August when we start. Then it is given a green signal to start with the service learning also. So those areas we are giving 40% weightage for the term assessment modes. So what happens is when a student comes up to grade 9, they will be having this 40% exclusively with those kind of assessments. So that is the way we are implementing. So hopefully another 1 year time we can be the prototype for the country, then it may get changed.
Yes,
So,
you are working very hard. That's great. Congratulations. The same happens to Manula and to Margarita. Yes, that's great. Well,
Wonderful
this is an
interacting.
improvement. Yes.
Here you can see that our new guest, Shochin sir. Unmute your microphone, please. Are you from, and introduce yourself? Our new guest, Shochin. Shochin sir, can you hear to me? Unmute your microphone. Hello, Shochin sir. Unmute your microphone. Unmute your microphone. Probably his problem to just net. Shochin sir, please.
Okay, okay. Yes. Hello to all of you.
Just if you have end of the moment, in this stage, so just are you from, and you introduce yourself, if you say something about our program, you can.
Hello to all of you. My name is Sachin Raikar. I am from India. I live in Maharashtra state. My language is Marathi. And sorry to say all to you because I have come late at home. And whenever I came, first I got one thing in my mind that meeting must be going on. So I quickly joined this. So sorry to join late it. Now whatever I have heard, last sir speech I have heard, and I think that is the great way to explore ourselves and the students also. About this program, I have been listening from so many days, and I was very eager to join and participate this type of conversation. But hopefully we will connect some another time also. That's all now. Thank you very much.
Shochin sir, for your sharing. Manjula, please unmute your microphone.
Yeah.
Manjula, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Just say something if you want to summarize our program as a neuroscience and human cognition trainer.
Giving me a very greatest responsibility of summarizing, but it's my humble request. Let's take up this whole responsibility to lift our mankind to the right set of systems in education. So because K-12 segment is a very crucial period, because we believe that it's believed and it's fact that brain matures only by the age by mid-20s. When you are 23, 24, 25, your brain is fully mature. So the children who are coming are in our hands. It's almost only till age 6 years to 16 years. Only 10 years they are with us. And I'm sure that if we are giving the right interaction and right intervention to our children, definitely we can bring a change in the system. And the next 30 years or next 50 years, it will be only about neuroscience in K-12 segment. It's all about brain. Let's explore brain together, and let's grow proper structures, and definitely we all can march towards the development of the self and also with their recommendations.
Thank you, Manjula ma'am. Sagarika, please unmute your microphone. Please, to summarize our program as a neurochamp trainer.
Yeah, so as rightly said by Ms. Manjula, is that I think the future is all about understanding the brain, and it is all going to be about neuroscience. That is in each and every college, schools, training, everything is going to be, because cognition, metacognition is all about how do you deal with the children with their own self-learning and self-thinking process. And if you have the knowledge of neuroscience, so I think you can really implement everything in a much easier manner. Because if you don't have the knowledge of neuroscience, you are just doing it your way, you're not doing it the correct way, it's just trial and error. But if you have the knowledge of neuroscience, you're just hitting the nail on the wall, just at the right place. So it is, when if I have to draw an analogy, it is like you hit in a normal education system, what we are doing, we are hitting the nail. If we say that goal, a goal, we are hitting the nail on the wall and then we are drawing a circle around it, but here, if you have the knowledge of neuroscience, you draw the circle and you hit the nail in that circle, so that is the beauty of having knowledge of neuroscience. So I think today we had an extremely good deliberation with all people from various fields, countries, with respect to education. And I was very happy to hear from Mr. Selvam, about what he's doing in Mauritius. In Argentina, of course, it's always a pleasure to hear Patricia. She always has a lot of updates with respect to her country. And yes, from Mr. Shamsuddin with respect to Bangladesh. We are very happy to connect with everyone today. Even Ms. Laila spoke very well about metacognition, wonderful examples given. And also Mr. Nasir, your thanks was indeed, we are indebted for being here on this particular platform. And last but not the least, Mumtaz, you're doing a wonderful job, really wonderful job. I look forward to every Tuesday to come here, because there's so much to learn, so much to learn with respect to what is happening in other countries. In India, I always know what is happening. I'm very much in touch with India. But when I get to know about what is happening in Greece, what is happening in Argentina, what is happening now, we got to know today about Mauritius, what is happening. So see, these are the places, Mauritius or Maldives, I think. Mauritius, right? Maldives. Okay, Maldives. Yeah.
It's Maldives.
So, yeah, Maldives. Right. Thank you so much.
Sagarika.
So this is what, when we know about all this, it is important that we start working in that direction. So thank you very much, Mumtaz, for this particular platform, and wish you all the luck and all the power to continue and get more speakers from all around the world. So that it can be a lot of value add on this platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sagarika, for your summarization. If anyone say something about our program, if anyone say something.
Well, I think that Sagarita has said everything, so I don't think that there is a need to add further words. It's been a very
interesting. It was a whole briefing.
Yes.
I would like to mention one thing in that Dr. Sagarika said. She said we are known about what is going into the India also, but just I want to add one sentence in that. It is means we cannot calculate what is going into the India in the education system in one sentence, because I have personally met some examples in other school that they are doing some terrific job according to their strength and according to their thinking. This I would like to mention, and as Dr. Sagarika said, I very much like that point. We should hit that nail. Yes, that is very good point. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Patricia. Please unmute your microphone. Yes.
Well, I have said that everything has been said by Sagarika, so I don't think that there is need to go on saying something else. I think that it has been a very enriching discussion, and we have been able to see the different ways in which metacognition should be taught. Unfortunately, it is not generalized. So our idea, we are innovative teachers. So I think that if we try harder, we will be able to start using it. Well, in the case of India with Manula, I think that metacognition is already working. So the idea is to try to implementing in our own schools. That's the problem. So we can use it in our classrooms, but the idea is to tell our colleagues what we are doing in order to help them give it a try. I think that if an institution start using metacognition and then another institution realizes that this is a good job, they will go on. Every teacher in different institutions will go on using metacognition, and gradually it will become generalized. But I think that it is our responsibility to show the benefits of using metacognition. And I think that the best judges are the students, because they can tell what happens when they are using metacognition in the classroom. And I think that this would be the best feedback for us to implement it, to implement it in our classrooms.
Thank you, Patricia. Silvana?
Vitas, IBBRF, we are also very working in Sri Lanka with the British publishers over there, British Publishers Private Limited, where we have partnered with them, and we are also implementing in Sri Lanka. So hence, like, if you give us an opportunity, we, like along with Sagarika ma'am, we would love to come and serve your institution and bring this cognitive model over there, and then yourself, your team can experience the shift in the teaching world.
Okay, thank you. Yes, it would be great.
Sir, please summarize.
Let's stay connected. Definitely, we can work in Maldives as well.
Yeah, sure. we will see, because I was actually looking for this the neuroscience programming. Actually, I am last around 6 months I was just going through the things. So now I got the right person. Of course, Sagarika ma'am I met earlier also, but I was not knowing that ma'am is dealing with this one. So now I got you also. So we will discuss those ones.
Sagarika is my team member. She's my team member.
Okay.
And we are from Institute of Brain and Behavior Research Foundation, where extensively we are working in African countries and India, and also as well as in America. So now, like, we can, and also in Sri Lanka. And in Bangladesh, whenever Mumtaz madam is inviting us, we are there in Bangladesh. And if we get an opportunity, definitely we would like to.
We have workshops at your
in all parts of the world.
Will be done at your time. But I said workshops will be done at your time whenever you want them.
Yes,
so
yes, absolutely.
Workshops for 3 days, 5 days, maximum 5 days can be done, and it's really
on your requirement.
It's a lot of learning, lot of learning.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that will we'll have to discuss that one. How to make it. Surely we'll be in touch, and we'll proceed with that.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shamsuddin,
if you give me permission, I can just take a leave.
Yeah, even I would like to take leave, Ms. Mumtaz. Even I need to. It's 8:30 in India.
Okay, so let me finish it because this is very late night for someone. They're talking for long time. Exactly, the metacognition is working within ourselves, because some new ideas is always striking our brain and we want to express it. This is the success of this meeting. Thank you very much, everyone. Inshallah, very good. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you all. It's a nice meeting. Thank you all, and thank you, Mumtaz ma'am, and thank you all of you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we need to finish. Something needs to be said before concluding. I'm very grateful for your long time with me to help me make the program a success. I have learned from your long and valuable discussions, and I have tried to enrich myself. In this stage, I hope the audience will also benefit from today's program and will use it successfully in their work life. I will try to extend our education system by capturing the content of your discussions and play a helpful role in the quality of education. I wish everyone well. The world epidemic COVID-19 has taken different forms, so we will all be careful from our different place. Thanks again for being with me. Hope to see you next week on a different topic and with a new guest, and obviously you. I'm ending here by thanking everyone again. Thanks, all of you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See
Bye.
you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Yeah.
Very much.
Good night.
Good night.
Wish
Yeah.
you
Good night,
luck.
all of you. Bye bye.
Hey, everybody. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night. Good night.